We're gonna start in a seated position. So find a comfortable seated position. When we do start in seated, I like to prop my hips up a little bit. It's more comfortable for my low back. So you can prop your hips up on a block blanket, facing the camera, comfortable cross of the legs. And then we'll gently, softly close the eyes. Feeling grounded through your sit bones. Evenly through both sit bones as well. Let the lips press softly together and begin to breathe in and out of the nose. Trying to make that deep ocean sound, ujjayi breathing. In through the nose, feel it go back down the back of your throat to the lungs, all the way to your belly. And then as you exhale from your belly, up the throat, up the back of the neck, and out of the nose. The louder you can make that ocean wave sound, the more you'll be self-aware of your own breath. Using our breath as a guide to tell us what's going on in our body. We'll keep that breathing, and I'm going to run us through a short meditation called Body Balloon or Balloon Body. I did this last month on one of the video yogas classes, so if you've done it before, maybe see how you feel different this time. Otherwise, if it's your first time, welcome to Balloon Body Meditation. So keep the eyes closed. Keep that grounding feeling connecting you through your mat to the center of the earth. We'll start by imagining our body has turned into a balloon, or maybe it's just covered in a balloon that is the exact shape of us. So we have a balloon body covering our entire skin right now. And then we're going to take that balloon and expand it 2 inches away from our body. So just going outwards a little bit with your energy, 2 inches away. Now you expand that balloon all the way to 2 feet. So it's your aura, it's your energy. We're expanding 2 feet away from our skin, a perfect balloon body representing ourselves. See what that feels like to take it farther away from your body. Now take your balloon and fill the entire room, the entire space that you are in. If you're outdoors, see how far out you can take that balloon body. Filling up, spreading your energy. Filling the room, maybe it trickles into hallways or other rooms. Filling every corner with your balloon. Now the fun part, you're gonna pull your balloon back in very slowly, very, very slowly. Keep pulling your balloon back towards your body until you find a nice comfortable spot where the balloon stops. And that is your energy shield. That's where you are at today. Maybe you feel a little more expanded, sharing some energy. Maybe you're closer in, feeling tighter within yourself. Play with it a little bit, push it out, pull it in. Where does it feel comfortable? Anywhere from right on your skin to maybe 3 feet away. Not being in your head, so don't try and think about it. You have energized your aura with your energy. And with this, we'll bow our heads to come out of meditation, just bowing the head forward. As you lift back up, you can open the eyes, maybe flutter the eyelids. We'll take a couple shoulder rolls here. And then we'll get into the neck. So begin to drop your head in circles. Chin goes down to the chest. Ears go over to the shoulders. Head drops back behind you. When your ear drops over to one side, you can lift up the hand, add a little bit of weight to the head, pulling on that ear. Maybe reaching the arm out to the side to feel that stretch through the neck, through the shoulder, reaching through the middle finger. And if you've done that, we'll change ears. So get to the other side of the neck. Only if it's comfortable to add some weight. Don't push it. If it feels uncomfortable, just let gravity do the work. All right, drop that. And then we're gonna move, if your sit bones were propped up, move that block or blanket out of the way. Come to sitting. And then we'll take opposite hand, opposite knee, crisscross the arms, grab the knees. You'll need to pull them up a little bit. You're gonna lean your back backwards, drop your chin to the chest, and feel your shoulder blades separate here. So you might have to lift up those knees a little bit to get a grip. Tuck that chin down, feel your shoulder blades spread apart. And then come back forward. We'll take right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee, and do some seated cat-cows, getting into the spine. When you inhale, press your chest forward, gaze goes up. When you exhale, arch the spine towards the back of the room, let the chin go back to the chest. Moving through a few rounds of seated cat-cow at your own pace. Listen to the spine. And then we'll meet with the neutral spine, sitting on our sit bones, back at center. Next inhale, we'll sweep the hands overhead. When you exhale, we'll twist right. So left hand comes to the right knee, right hand drops behind you. Don't lean back here. Try and keep your spine stacked on those sit bones exactly as they were. Spinal twist, so gaze goes right over the right shoulder. Press your left hand into the right knee to add some twist. And then we'll inhale back to center. You can bring those hands overhead. Your next exhale takes you to the left. Right hand, left knee. Left hand drops right behind you. Keep that spine nice and tall, and then add a twist. Use your exhale to get deeper, and inhales to find length. All right, we'll inhale back to center. We're gonna roll over the knees, meet in tabletop. So however you need to get there, we'll just meet in our stacked tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And instead of moving to cat-cow, we'll just move right to those wide hip circles. So bring your hands actually a little bit farther in front of where they were for tabletop. And then we're gonna move our hips in big wide circles, warming up our spine in all directions, sinking into the hips. You can come all the way forward to what feels like maybe like a cobra pose. You can go all the way back to what feels like a child's pose. Taking some time here to warm up the spine. It's a nice pose to maybe even close the eyes again, tune back into the body. When you drop your hips over to one side, maybe let them reach farther towards the floor, breathing into that hip bone. And then evening yourself out. So go both directions with those hip circles. And then we'll meet back in tabletop position. Bring the hands back closer so that your joints are all stacked. We'll pull our low ribs up towards the belly, nice and strong through the core, and then we'll shoot our right heel to the back of the room, left hand to the front of the room, like you're trying to shake someone's hand. From here, exhale, knee to elbow underneath you. Use your core to lift the knee higher, and inhale to find length. We'll do this 5 times at your own pace, using your inhale and exhale to move you through the 2 poses. Inhale's really finding as much length as you can, and then exhaling, pull your knee as close to your chest as you can. All right, that's probably about 5. We'll drop the right knee, and then we're gonna come in to thread the needle with that left hand. So inhale, sweep the left hand out to the side. Exhale, fingertips go over to the right, under the right arm. Let the entire length of the left arm land on the floor, and thread the needle. Feel the right or the left shoulder open up. Feel the shoulder blades opening up again. And press your right hand into the mat to maybe help roll over the shoulder a little farther. If you want to make a balancing pose, you'll lift that left or the right leg. And then very slowly we come back to tabletop. Slow and controlled, so you have complete control over your body as you move through these poses. We'll do the same thing other side. Shoot that left heel to the back of the room. Right hand goes to the front of the room like you're shaking someone's hand. Make sure your low ribs are still tucked into the core. And exhale, knee to elbow. Take these at your own pace. You don't have to wait for my cue. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. Really arch your spine. Pull that knee higher towards your face or chest. Inhale, find length. Use that ujjayi breathing. Warming up the core, testing our balance. All right, I think that's about 5. We'll drop the left knee. Keep the right hand in the air. Inhale, open the right arm over to the right. Exhale, thread the needle, right hand goes over to the left. Reach your fingertips as far as you can and let the arm rest on the floor. Let your head come to the floor. Press that left hand into the mat, about right in front of your face, and roll over the right shoulder. Feel your upper back spreading apart again, breathing to the outer edge of that right arm. Again, you can take that balancing pose by lifting the inner leg if you want, totally optional. Test your balance. If you fall out of it, come right back in. And slowly we meet back in tabletop. We're gonna push ourselves back to sitting on our toes, so tuck your toes under the body. And then sit your weight back onto your heels, so we're opening the balls of our feet. I like to rock side to side a little bit here, getting into all 10 toes. Maybe you feel the front of the quads opening up, a quad stretch. Try to keep that spine nice and tall. If it hurts the balls of the feet, take the weight off by lifting the hips. And then we'll take a wrist stretch here. Any wrist stretch that you love. My favorite for yoga is the back of the wrist together. It's a counter stretch to all the down dogs. All right, release the wrist stretch, release the tops of the feet to your mat. We're gonna come standing on our knees. I don't know if this is sitting or standing. Either one, we're on our knees, about hips width distance still. We're gonna do a little bit of back bend. Yogi's choice to take it all the way to camel if that's in your practice. So you're gonna take your hands to your low back, press either the fists or your fingers palm face up into your low back. Press the hips forward, drop your head back, feel the chest open. Feel your throat open and then drop your head back as much as is comfortable. You can go to camel pose, grabbing the heels. Keep pressing the hips forward. And then slowly, if you're in camel, one hand at a time, come back up. And then we'll meet back in that tabletop position. Lower your hands back down to the mat. Feel your spine coming back to neutral. And from here, from tabletop, we'll inhale the right leg to the back of the room. And then exhale, use that crunching motion to get that knee towards your chest. You're gonna bring your right foot to land between the two hands. We meet in a low lunge. So warming up the left hip flexor here. We wanna feel the sensation in the front side of that left leg. So if you're in this nice deep low lunge, one thing we can do to get a deeper stretch is come out of it a little bit. Imagine you have a tail on your low spine or your tailbone. Tuck your tailbone down towards the earth and then push back into that low lunge. You should feel a lot deeper stretch by tucking the tailbone down to the earth, getting into the psoas and the hip flexor on the left side. Try to inhale and keep the spine long, and then exhale, sink deeper into the stretch. If there's any pain on the knee, I don't want your knees to hurt, maybe put a blanket under that left knee. Again, every exhale releases tension, releases you to the stretch. Next exhale, we'll send our hips back towards the left heels, half splits. Straighten into the right leg. Pull those right toes towards the face. Breathe into the back of your leg. And if you want an IT band stretch, you'll walk the hands over to the right, feeling the outside of that right leg a little bit more when we add this twist. It's optional, wherever you're at today. Using your breath, ujjayi breathing. Bring those hands back to center. This time when we inhale and come forward, we're gonna meet in a high lunge. So you lift off the back knee, hands sweep forward, and you're in a high lunge. Lift the left kneecap into the quad to keep that back leg straight. Deep bend in the front knee. And then the same thing that we just talked about, tuck your tailbone down towards the earth. Then deeper in that front knee. Relax the shoulders out of the ears, tall through the top of your head. And then as we exhale, we're gonna bring our hands to prayer position and twist our chest over to the right. So left elbow lands on the right knee, back leg stays straight. Press into your palms and try and twist over to the right. Maybe your gaze goes up to the sky, the ceiling. Trying to get your thumbs to the center of the chest without losing the legs. Nice job. From here, we're gonna cartwheel open all the way to warrior two. So your back leg, your back foot plants at an angle. Your hands cartwheel open, left hand back, right hand forward. And we meet in warrior two. Right knee tracking out to the right. Make sure you can see that big toe. Holding the warrior two legs, building strength. Squeeze your glutes towards your midline. Feel the stretch of the hips. We'll inhale, reverse warrior, left hand down the leg, right hand high to the sky. Breathe into the stretch, feel your ribs open on that right side, the whole side body. Breathe into it. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way to framing the right foot. We will meet back in tabletop position. So let that right knee go back down to the mat. Drop the left knee to the mat. We're back in tabletop. Do the same thing other side. So first finding that symmetry, that strong stacked tabletop position, low ribs pulled in. Left heel goes to the back of the room. And then as you exhale, bring that knee to your chest, plant the foot between the hands, low lunge. Getting into the right side this time. So move nice and slow. And then use your exhales to settle. I usually get right into a low lunge position pretty deep, so I like to come out of it, tuck my tailbone down. I can really feel how I was not in a good pelvic position because when I come out of the low lunge, I'm able to tuck my tailbone down a lot. And then I come forward with that position, and I can feel a much deeper stretch in the right side. The psoas, the groin, the hip flexor, breathe into it. Next exhale, half splits. Shoot your hips back towards the right heel, straighten into the left leg. Maybe walk your heel a little bit farther forward on the mat, giving you more room to get into the back of the left leg. We inhale to find length in the spine, and exhale, fold a little deeper. Option for that IT band stretch, taking your hands over to the left. Breathing not only in the back of the left leg, now you're breathing into the outside of the left leg. Lots of stretching. All right, we'll bring the hands back to center. Your next inhale brings you all the way forward to that high lunge, so sweep the hands up to the sky, straighten into your right leg. Right knee is off the mat this time. Deep bend in that front knee. Low ribs pulled into the core. Pelvis tucked down. Feel that stretch is still in the front of the right leg. And then exhale, prayer hands, twist your chest over to the left this time. Outside of the right elbow lands on the outside of the left knee. Try to keep those strong high lunge legs. Press your palms together, gaze goes left up to the sky. Try to get your thumbs to the center of your chest. Keep pressing into the palms to get that twist, strong legs. And then we cartwheel all the way open to warrior two, plant the back foot, swing the right arm back, left hand forward. Strong warrior two legs, heel to heel alignment, back toes out at an angle, front toes forward. Relax the shoulders down the back. Engage your arms, so even your triceps are working here. Inhale, reverse warrior, right hand down the leg or wraps around the back, left hand high to the sky. Reach to the corner of the room with the left fingertips. Breathe into the left rib cage. Don't lose that deep bend in the front knee. You get to come out of it in 2 breaths. All right, next exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Left foot goes back to meet the right, and we'll meet in down dog this time. Taking it to your first down dog of class. Spread those fingers wide, press the palms into the mat. Hands should be about shoulder width distance on the mat. Curl your armpits in towards each other, like they kind of want to see each other. Strong through the shoulders. Belly button pulling up and in. Gaze is to your navel if you can. Otherwise, gaze is just back between the legs. Setting into our down dog, first down dog of class, making it yours. Couple more breaths here. And then on the bottom of your next exhale, look at the space between your hands. Walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat. We'll meet in ragdoll pose. So when you get to the front of your mat, let your feet be hips width distance. Let your belly hang out on the thighs. Let your head hang heavy. Grab the elbows. And feel the low back release as you sway side to side. Really trying to stretch the low back here. So if you feel more of a stretch in your legs than your back, bend the knees a little deeper. Maybe shake out that head yes, shake out that head no. Try not to use the strength of your neck to hold up the head. Let the head hang heavy. Ragdoll pose. All right, nice and slow, roll up one vertebrae at a time. You can release the hands to hanging heavy, let the head be the last thing to come up. When you get there, take a couple shoulder rolls. Let the shoulders fall down your back. We'll meet in mountain pose at the top of the mat. Grounding through your feet. All right, we're just gonna do a little bit of a standing pose here. We're gonna do tree pose. Start by grounding into the left foot, and then you're gonna wiggle, you're gonna start with a kickstand on the right foot, and then begin to move your foot up the right leg, all the way as high as you can that is comfortable. So foot can be on the calf or the inner thigh, but not on the knee. You're pressing your foot into the left leg, and then your left leg is pushing equally as hard back into the right foot. Try to get that right knee to kind of go out to the right. Once you find your balance, yogi's choice for the hand position today, you'll be most stable with hands at heart center. Or if you want, you can inhale, bring the hands overhead. Use that ujjayi breathing. And then swaying tree, if your hands are in the air, you're gonna tilt over to the right the same way that your knee is, getting into the side body stretch on the left. Keep bending those, or reaching the hands over to the right, push the hips to the left. Nice job, come back to center. You can release the hands. We're gonna take the right foot to on top of the left knee. We're gonna come into a standing figure 4. So from here, you begin to bend the hips. So right knee is on right ankle is on left knee. Begin to sink into the hips. Reach the hips, instead of reaching the hips just down, reach the hips back, like you're trying to find a chair behind you. You should feel a glute stretch on that right side. Yogi's choice to take this all the way to a toe stand. You'll let your hands meet the floor, and then you're balancing on those left toes. That is totally an option. Otherwise, we're holding this standing figure 4, breathing into that right glute, challenging the strength of that left ankle. You still have to use the balance of that foot. Core is engaged. Focus your drishti on something that's not moving. And then very slowly and controlled, we come back up to standing. Go as slow as you can. And then drop the right foot to the floor. Maybe shake out that left ankle a little bit. Nice job. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Same couple poses. So start by grounding through the right foot. Kickstand those left toes. Once you find balance through the right foot, you'll lift that left heel as high up the inner side of the right leg as you can. Use your hand to help you find the spot. Again, pressing equally from the right leg and the left foot. Yogi's choice for those hands. Tree pose. Hands can be at heart center, or you can inhale, sweep the hands overhead, setting up for the next pose. When you're ready, left hands reach over to the left corner of the room, swing tree. Feel the right side of that body open up. Push those right hips farther over to the right. If you fall out of it, come back in, that's okay. Grounding through the right foot, keep reaching with the hands. And then slowly come back to center with the hands in the chest. Nice job. You can drop the hands. We'll take the right foot to the left, or the left foot to the right kneecap. Same pose, other side. Begin to sink into the hips. Push them back like you're trying to find a chair. I like to push my left knee away from the body to get into the glute stretch a little bit more. Keep lowering those hips. Yogi's choice for toe stand. Since you're at your house and stuff, maybe you have, toe stand would be a nice pose to do, like if you're next to a chair or something, because you can help lower yourself down all the way onto those toes of the right foot, and then holding onto a chair or a couch or the wall to keep your chest lifted. If you're in toe stand, you would try to Bring your hands to heart center for full expression. Try to keep the balance. If you're in standing figure 4, breathing into that left hip. And then very slowly we come back out of it. Meeting back in mountain pose. Maybe you need to shake out that right ankle a little bit. Meeting in mountain pose at the top of our mat. Feet hips width distance. Neutral pelvis. Hands down by the side. Next inhale, we'll sweep the hands overhead, fingertips to touch. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shine the heart forward, fingertips to the mat or your shins. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose, hold plank. Adding a little more strength to this pose, if you want, you can lift the right heel or the right toes off the mat. And then if you super want a challenge, you can reach that left hand forward. So you're balancing on right hand, left foot. Optional. Hold it. Nice job. Return both to the floor. All right, keep holding plank. If you want that challenge, you'll lift the left toes off the mat this time. Right hand goes forward like you're trying to shake someone's hand. We did the same pose in tabletop. Keep reaching forward, testing your balance. Nice job, return everything to the floor. Drop the knees, drop the chest in between the hands. Walk your legs down the mat. Straighten into the legs, press the top of your feet into the mat. Inhale, cobra pose. Try not to use your hands, lifting through the chest. Gaze is forward. Exhale, push the hands into the mat. We'll meet back in child's pose. One breath here. Counter stretch to the up dog. And then move through tabletop, we'll meet in down dog. So at any point during class, child's pose is a great resting pose. You can also rest in down dog. All right, inhale, right leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, give it a tap. And inhale the leg high to the sky. Next exhale, knee goes across the body to the left elbow, give it a tap. And then inhale the leg high to the sky. Third exhale, we'll come to a high lunge. So drop the foot between your two hands, sweep your hands forward, we meet in high lunge. Deep bend in the front knee, drop the shoulders out of the ears. Again, rolling the armpits in to face each other just a little. All right, from here we're gonna do what's called easy twist. So your left hand comes to the inside of the right foot, right hand goes high to the sky. So your chest is open towards the right side of the room. And then take a look down at that left hand, make sure it's right under the shoulder or maybe a little bit farther in front of the shoulder. And then we move to side plank. So right foot stacks on top of left. Yogi's choice to drop the bottom knee, or make it harder by lifting the right foot off the left, side plank. Nice job. From here, we're gonna swing that right foot all the way back to the front of the mat, meeting in lizard pose. So the right foot lands on the outside of your mat. Roll onto the outer edge of the right foot, drop the left knee, lizard pose. We're gonna get into this stretch a little bit, not as long as I usually hold it. But breathe into lizard pose, press that right knee away from you over to the right. You can stay lifted through the chest or drop down to the forearms. Left knee is on the mat. Again, if there's any knee pain, bring a blanket under that knee. Settle into lizard pose. Try to be on the outer edge of the right foot. All right, we're not gonna hold it that long, so press the hands back into the mat. You have to lift the left knee off the mat and then shoot your right foot back to meet the left. Option to take it through vinyasa or meet me in down dog. So you would exhale to half push-up chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. All right, inhale, left leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, give it a tap, use that core. Inhale the leg high. Next exhale, knee goes across the body to the right elbow. Lift the knee even higher to the armpit. Good job, inhale the leg high to the sky. Third exhale, we plant the foot between the hands. On your inhale, sweep the hands forward. High lunge, left leg forward. Lift that right kneecap into the quad so your back leg is nice and straight. Settling down. And then your next exhale, easy twist, right hand on the inside of the left foot. Left hand goes high to the sky. Turn that chest over to the left side of the room. Try to keep that deep end in the front knee. Feel your glutes working. Take a look down at that right wrist. Make sure it's stacked under the shoulder. Side plank. Left foot stacks on top of the right foot. Use that core. Keep your hips lifting up. Take your modification. Gaze goes to the left fingertips. And then you come back to center. Bring your left foot all the way to the front of your mat on the outer edge of the left pinky. And we take lizard pose, other side. So settle down into the stretch. Feel that right hip flexor opening, the groin, going up the left leg on the inner thigh. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot and maybe push that knee away from you, farther over to the left. You can stay lifted with the chest or drop down to one forearm or both forearms. Yogi's choice, listen to your body. We build up some heat and then we stretch it out while we're warm. Use every exhale to release tension. Not just in the hips, release tension from the shoulders. Release tension from the eyes. Release tension from the jaw. All right, nice job. We're gonna press those hands back into the mat. Lift the right knee off the mat. Shoot that left foot back to meet the right. You can exhale through chaturanga, half push-up, or meet me in down dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Nice open mouth exhale here. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, let out that heat. Next, exhale, bend the knees, look at the space between the hands, walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat. When you get there, inhale, half lift, shine the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing, come up with a straight spine, hands go overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, down by the side. Inhale, hands sweep back overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shine the heart forward, fingertips on the shins or the mat. Exhale, take it through your vinyasa. Meet me in down dog. So exhale, half push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, down dog. Nice job. All right, we're gonna walk our hands back to our feet. So we'll meet on the back of our mat this time. We're gonna do a little bit, another balancing pose. So you're gonna grab your big toe with your right fingers. Big toe on the right foot with your two pointer fingers around the right toe. Left hand comes to your left hip. Ground through that left foot. And when you feel nice and stable, You're gonna bring your right foot up to standing with you. So your knee will probably be bent, challenging your balance. Beautiful job. Once you get to standing, if you want to practice straightening into the right leg, keep your grip on that right toe, or maybe you change the grip, maybe grabbing the entire foot, whatever is most comfortable for you. Keep those hips square to the floor, left hand, left hip, right hand, right foot. Yogi's choice, take your balancing pose. So either knee at chest, right leg straight, and then third option is to bring that right leg out to the side. Straighten into both legs. Relax the shoulders out of the ears. Left kneecap pulling up into the quad, neutral pelvis. And then wherever you're at with that leg, bringing it back to center, back to knee to chest. Keep that grip on the toe as we lower the right foot back to meet the left. Try to keep the grip the entire time. It's a bit of a challenge. Nice job. Return the right foot to the mat. We'll take the same thing other side. So this time your right hand comes to the right hip. Big toe or big finger, middle finger and pointer finger on the left hand. Wrap around the left big toe. Ground into the foot, the right foot. So this might be the hardest part, is just lifting the left foot off the ground. Coming up with that knee. Try to keep that pelvis square to the front of the room. And then yogi's choice. Stay here or try and straighten into that left leg. Finding the grip of the foot that works best for you. Try not to arch in the spine. Keep that chest nice and lifted. Top of the head pulling towards the ceiling. If you want to take it further, you can take that left leg out to the left. Use that ujjayi breathing. Don't be in your head. Drop back into your belly. And then coming back to center. Super slow and controlled. We're going to lower that left foot back down to the mat. The slower you go, the more you'll get out of it. Try to keep the grip of the foot until you get all the way down. Nice job. And then we'll walk our hands back to the front of our mat for down dog. Spread those fingers wide. Find that nice strong down dog, getting ready for another flow. Gazes back between the legs. And then inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands. We're gonna open up warrior one. Back toes out at an angle. Deep bend in the front knee. For warrior one, you can have heel to heel alignment, or maybe your left foot is a little bit farther out to the left, your back foot. Keep your right hip, pull it back into its socket here. So your hips are square to the front of the room. And then from here, we're just gonna open up warrior two. So cartwheel, left hand back, right hand forward. Now your hips are open to the side of the room instead of the front of the room. Gaze over the middle finger on the right hand. Then we're going to exhale, extended side angle, right elbow, right kneecap, left hand reaches up and over. Yogi's choice, if you want to take a bind here, maybe your right arm goes under the right knee, grabbing both hands on your low back, or holding extended side angle. Inhale, we reverse warrior, left hand down the leg, right hand high to the sky. Don't lose those warrior two legs. Breathe into that side body on the right. Nice job. We'll return the hands to warrior two, and then we're going to straighten into both legs, coming into triangle pose. I like to have a shorter stance for triangle pose, so maybe shorten your stance. And then we'll reach the right hands forward until you can't go any farther. Revolve the hands, triangle pose. Right hand down, left hand up. Use your obliques here. So if you want to see how hard your core is working, you'll lift your right hand off the shin or off the floor. See if your chest doesn't drop. All right, last movement, revolved triangle pose. So left hand down the leg, right hand high to the sky. Same thing as reverse warrior, but our legs are straight. So your right hand's reaching back towards the back of the room. Same stretch, but our legs are both straight now. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way to the front of your mat. Take it through vinyasa or meet me in down dog. Option to skip the vinyasa. Moving at your own pace. We have one last side to do, and then we'll cool it down. Maybe you take that open mouth exhale between flows to release some heat. And when you're ready, left leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, plant the foot between the hands, sweep the hands forward for that warrior one. Warrior one, try to keep those hips square to the front of the room, so pull your left hip back into the socket here. Chest is forward, hands reaching high, back toes out at an angle. Just working on building strength in the legs. And then open it up, warrior two. This time your hips are pulling apart. Maybe you even have a little bit of a wider stance. Back toes still out at an angle, but they'll be more towards 90 degrees than the front of the mat compared to warrior one. Gaze over those left fingertips. Exhale, extended side angle, left elbow, left kneecap, right hand reaches up and over. Yogi's choice to take a bind if you're opening the shoulders today. Wrap the left shoulder under the left knee. Or holding extended side angle, one long line from the heel to the fingertips. And inhale, reverse that warrior. Right hand down the right leg, left hand high to the sky. Deep bend in the front knee, breathe into that left rib cage. Curl the armpit in towards the face just a little bit more. All right, drop the hands back to warrior two. Setting up for triangle pose, straighten into both legs. Take a little bit of a shorter stance. Reach the left fingertips forward, 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 and then revolve the hands, left hand down, right hand up. Triangle pose. Squeeze your inner thighs up towards your pelvis, like you have a string at your hips pulling you to the ceiling. So it doesn't feel like all the weight is dropping down through your feet. You feel like you're lifting through your midline, through the pelvis, through the belly. All right, reverse triangle. So lift that core, right hand goes down, left hand goes up to the sky. Again, breathe into that left side body. Straighten into both legs. We still have triangle legs. Nice job. Exhale, cartwheel those hands. Take it through your last vinyasa or meet me in down dog. Beautiful job. All right, from down dog, we're gonna come into pigeon pose. So you'll bring that right knee to the back of the right wrist. Straighten into the left leg, walking the left foot back down your mat. And then yogi's choice here today, you can settle down into your pigeon pose or adding just a different variation. If you want to work on getting king pigeon, maybe you take a quad stretch today, kicking that left heel towards the body. Reach around and grab the foot with whatever hand you can. Either one will work. Quad stretch. That's pretty intense. If you want to skip that, hang out in pigeon pose, lower the chest to the mat. You can let your forehead rest on the mat, or maybe your forehead rests on the block or a blanket. Settling into the stretch. If there's any pain in the knee, get out of pigeon pose, roll onto your back, and take supine, figure four. If there's any pain in that knee from pigeon pose. And then if you're doing that quad stretch to prep for king pigeon, try not to roll onto the right hip. So you want to try and keep the hips squared to the front of the mat. And then try and reach back with both hands. Maybe reaching the hands overhead to grab the foot. The strap would be really awesome here, but I don't have one. Keep breathing into the outside of that right glute. All right, we're gonna come up out of this. So press the hands into the mat, lift the chest. We are gonna roll onto the edge of the right hip. Swing your left foot all the way around, coming into full expression of pigeon or fire log pose. You're gonna stack your left ankle on the right knee, left knee on the right ankle. This is full expression of pigeon, so now we're getting into both glutes at the same time. If there's a lot of space between the knee and ankle, you can place that block or blanket. I like to press my fists into the mat to lift my sit bones, and then let the sit bones come back down to the mat, getting a little more weight evenly distributed. And then begin to walk the hands forward. If this is enough, sitting in this pose is a lot for a lot of people, getting into both hips. But if you want more of a stretch and it's comfortable, hinge at the hips, let your hands come to the floor in front of you. And breathe into both hip bones. Maybe you feel it in the low back as well. Trying to reduce that space between knee and ankle. All right, nice job. Press those hands back into the mat to lift the chest. We have to wiggle out of this. We have to come back to down dog to get into pigeon pose on the other side. So however you need to get there, maybe taking a transition stretch, just listening to the body. Meeting back in down dog. Same pose, other side. We'll bring the left knee to behind the left wrist. Walk that right leg down the mat. Inhale to find length in the spine. Press the hands towards the body to lift the chest. And then exhale, folding into your pigeon pose. Of course, option to practice that king pigeon if you want to get the quad stretch on the right leg. That's a bit more advanced. If you are practicing that king pigeon, try not to let that weight roll onto the left hip. Try to keep those hips square to the front of the room. Just trying to add some variations to class since I can't be there to assist. Melting down into the mat, into the left glute. Again, if there's any pain in the knee, get out of pigeon pose, lie on your back, take figure four. You should feel the sensation in the glute. A little bit of stretching in the knee, but not painful. Again, relaxing tension out of the hip. Where else are you holding tension? Maybe even in the mind. All right, press those hands into the mat to lift the chest. We roll onto the left hip this time. Swing the right foot all the way around, meeting in full expression of pigeon pose. Last couple poses together here. Try and stack right ankle on left knee, left ankle. So again, press those fists into the mat, maybe lift your sit bones and then let them come back down. Hopefully evening out your weight of the body. You can place a block between the space or a blanket. This might be the stretch that you're in today, just sitting nice and tall with fire log legs, or you can hinge at the hips, walk the hands forward, feeling both hips open up. Let your chest come forward. Getting your head closer to the mat doesn't necessarily mean you have a better stretch. So even if your chest is lifted, you're still getting a ton of benefit from breathing into those hips. That's the goal of pigeon pose, is the hips. Keep that ujjayi breathing. Alrighty, you're gonna lift yourself back up, release the legs, and at this point, take any last poses you need before we meet in our final pose of class on our backs. I'll give you guys a full 60 seconds. Take any last poses you need. It could be absolutely anything. You could add a supine twist, you could add happy baby, you could add a shoulder stand. You could hang out longer in pigeon pose, whatever you need before settling into our final pose of class together, which will be Shavasana. So get all the wiggles out, any last stretches, shake it out, release the energy. And then we'll meet lying on our backs in a comfortable Shavasana position. You'll let the legs go long. Let the toes roll out to the side. Wiggle your shoulder blades a little bit higher up the mat so your spine is super long. Tuck your chin down towards the chest. Not lifting the head off the mat, but just lengthening the back of the neck. Hands on the side of you, palms face up to receive, palms face down to ground. The next few minutes are dedicated to yourself in Shavasana. Any thoughts that come, simply observe them, smile at them, let them know you see them, you accept them, but you're not attaching. Welcome to Shavasana. Invite some movement back into your body by first wiggling the fingers and toes, very subtle, small movements, maybe rocking the head side to side. Breathing life back into the body, feel the energy flowing up to the heart. And then bring your hands overhead like it's the first stretch of the day, reaching nice and tall. And then roll over onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow. Gently push yourself up to a comfortable seated position, moving nice and slow. We'll meet sitting cross-legged, facing the camera. With the soft close of the eyes, hands palm face up. We'll inhale the hands overhead. One last time, your gaze can go up, fingertips to touch. Exhale the thumbs to your third eye center, your forehead. Press the forehead back into the thumbs, thumbs to the forehead. We'll focus on our third eye, the glowing light behind our forehead. Thank you for joining me this Wednesday afternoon. So grateful for each and every one of you, for this practice we get to share. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste. Thank you.